Hey, it's Sean Callagy with Seeing What You Don't See, and I am deeply honored today to have Easton LaChappelle from Unlimited Tomorrow here. And every day we're creating dreams and breakthroughs, and we're crushing fear and distortion with 20/20 vision and seeing what you don't see. Easton, how are you, brother?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you. So what we've been talking about is Easton is truly an example of possibility when it comes to seeing what you don't see. And your story of like the world, what this is all about, right? Is the world has things in front of them all the time, not only in engineering and mechanically, but in life and business and breakthroughs that are right there they don't see. And as this brilliant engineer that you are, share with folks what you saw that others didn't see.
So, to lay some groundwork, I grew up in a very small town in Colorado named Mancus, like 1,200 people. My graduating high school class was 23 kids. I would run home from school and tinker and create and take things apart and try and learn on my own. I came up with an idea to make a robotic hand when I was 14. I loved creating, and I just started really turning my ideas into reality. And I just loved that exercise of utilizing curiosity.
For people that are out there right now being bothered by the food on the table, we have a debate going on with Tiffany and the rest of the office. I think the food works because we're just being real. We're having lunch, we're hanging out, we're like, hey, let's do a video and help people. We want to know in your comments, do you want us to clean up the food or not? Easton was cool with it. Tiffany's not, Michael's not, Tom's not, all those folks. So do you prefer the food and being just totally real and go, or do you want us to create more of like a nice set and something else? So please, Easton, just let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. So when I made that first robotic hand, I wanted to make something very human-like and interactive. My idea was to make a robotic hand. When I made that and I saw it come to life, I knew I was hooked on something. I found my passion. And
you were how old again?
I was 14.
14 years old.
And at the time, this is just completely for boredom. I love to do this, and when I completed this first project, I saw 100 different ways I could improve on it. And so I started turning to 3D printing and design, and started teaching myself CAD and 3D modeling, and each different discipline of engineering like mechanics, electronics,
I was
software.
playing Astro Smash on Intellivision and breaking records. True, but on Astro Smash on television, 14. Please go ahead.
When I was 16, I got my first 3D printer, and that really changed the game. It's a box that can make anything you can imagine, and just even having that thought process at an early age really thinks about how you solve problems and how you look at challenges. And I love to turn ideas into reality, and that was a perfect medium to do that.
And watch this drop the mic moment. So great, he's really smart and brilliant and hardworking, but watch this. So at some point, you enter into a competition.
Yep.
And there's this whole world of prosthetics out there that exists in industry, people making money, people innovating, the capitalism competing. That exists out there, and you're like tinkering in your house.
Yeah.
And what happens with you versus that world?
Well, I remember the moment clear as day. It was the 2013 Science Fair in Fort Collins, Colorado. It was amazing. It was during public viewing, children and adults running all over the place. And I noticed this one little girl came up to my project, and she was focused on the fingers, moving it, paying attention to details that no one else really cared about. And when I saw that, it caught my eye, and I realized that she was missing her right arm and was wearing a prosthetic device. And this is really the first time, I saw something like this and the technology behind it. And I got an opportunity to speak to her parents, understand the process, which usually takes months to create a prosthetic device for a child or anybody who's missing a limb. And then I discovered the cost. And I found out that her simple human-like claw with one motion and one sensor.
Human-like claw, right? With one sensor?
One sensor.
Right.
Open, close.
Open, close. That's it. That's what existed out there that she got.
Yep.
Okay.
Had cost $80,000. And
$80,000 to do that, and you're a kid.
Yeah.
And what did you create?
Well, one thing to note is that is not a one-time $80,000. This is something that you need to buy every 12 to 14 months as a growing child. And
so that's like an $80,000 a year recurring.
Yeah, it's almost like a pair of shoes at that point. And it blew my mind. It changed how I looked at technology, how I looked at problem solving, how I looked at people, and it was combining my passion with a mission, and combining this for a greater good.
Yeah, and freeze there, right? Easton, how do you like this? And folks out there, how often is it? So this entire world existed, operating, competing, right?
Yeah.
And this is the level of innovation they had gotten to.
Right.
And you by yourself are creating to go, oh, well, he's just brilliant. Yeah, he is brilliant. Of course he is. But how many things for you, Easton, still, for me, for you out there, are right in front of us,
Yeah.
to innovate your business, to break through, to change your level of influence and connectivity with people, to create strategies to run and operate your business. We created some neat, really interesting breakthroughs today together, which we're not going to talk about. True?
Yeah, absolutely.
So please keep going. So you create all this, and what happens next?
Yeah, well, compared to what I had this human-like robotic arm that could toss a ball and it could interact, an individual finger motion. I built this for like a couple $100.
So individual finger motion.
Yeah.
You could toss a ball.
Yep. So it had the speed, the strength behind it. It had
and strength.
The power system behind it, the control electronics, the positioning. There was a lot there that combined to just do a simple type of motion.
And you did this by yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
Working well into the night. Rode home from school, work on this.
And the industry of the world had created a claw that opened and closed.
Yep. And that's the cutting edge. That's the next best thing that you
Dude,
can
like,
do.
is this landing? But don't make it land just for, he's brilliant. Again, I'll keep saying it. But what is it for you that's right there? Because as brilliant as he was, those guys could have figured this out.
Yeah.
Right? Somebody could have put this stuff together too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
But you did and nobody else did. What is that for you inside of your business? How do you double your sales? How do you innovate and create new speaking opportunities, convey yourself differently? What is it that's right there for you? Please go back and forth. We're doing some nice conditioning, right? Boom, and boom,
I love
and
it.
boom, and boom. So that,
yeah, and so this really set the bar for me. I found the need, I found the problem, I had a solution, I found the problem to really solve this. And I looked at this as a global level, that this girl in Colorado, that's not the only person who needs this. How can I create a solution that is scalable, that is unique to the person? As a child with an amputation and missing a limb, there's a psychological aspect that no one even caters to. These products don't look human-like, but that's really all they want as a child growing up, is something that looks human-like so they don't get bullied. And so factoring all this in, I started the company Unlimited Tomorrow with Tony Robbins. He saw a TED Talk I gave when I was 17 years old, reached out to me.
Unbelievable contribution.
Absolutely.
Right? And giving.
He got me out of my bedroom to a garage and allowed us to buy the equipment and the manpower that we need and really start working on a commercialized solution. And this was years ago. Just recently, I moved to New York from Colorado to be able to expand the business and grow the team.
Awesome.
We've received some tremendous support, and the last couple years, the technology has just made leaps and bounds. We've created a full solution that we can create many devices within a single 24-hour period. How can we get these devices to the people who really need them most, which are the people who don't have accessibility to them or can't afford them, and that impacts a very deep level. And so now we have a solution that is completely 3D printed. It can match skin tone identical. It's actually, we create a proportional device, so it's a mirror image. So there's no two devices that are the same that we create. We have fingernails. We have wireless charging.
Are you hearing this in comparison to the state
Yeah.
of what was for kids in their life? Like, this is literally life transformational.
Absolutely.
Thank you for doing what you're doing.
Absolutely. I love it. This is my passion, and it's I feel like it's quite the mission to be able to have a deep impact on someone. I mean, it's the little things. Like, we were just working with a girl in Colorado, and she was able to wrote both of her long sleeves down for the first time, and that just really put in perspective that there's so many.
And you brought some tears to the eyes of people sitting at the table, including me a little while ago, because you said roll a sleeve down, dance, hug a parent, right?
Yeah.
Right? These are some of the things that kids couldn't do. Have a catch.
Yeah, and those are even things that I think about this all day long, but I don't think about rolling down both sleeves. Like, that's just a human just level of it all that just excites me. And so we're doing some amazing things together. You helped us. You contributed to our 100 Tomorrows campaign, where we raised $500,000 to be able to donate 100 prosthetic devices to 100 amazing amputees. And now we're starting to fulfill that and make these and test them, and we're looking to go to market and get this around the world.
I appreciate that massively, and thank you for saying it. I did not ask Easton to say that, and nor did we talk about doing a video together because of that, right? Just
Absolutely.
to be clear to everyone.
Yeah, it's just
I thank you for that acknowledgement.
Human contribution.
I appreciate that massively. I want to thank Tony Robbins and the world of his ecosystem for our coming together, as well as the brilliant, amazing person of creation and contribution, Jonathan Cohen.
Absolutely.
Because Jonathan's the person that introduced us. He's taught me a ton. I know he's doing different things in your world and ecosystem as well. So Jonathan, thank you, brother. And to all of you out there, what is it right there for you that you're not seeing? Right, we're creating 2020 vision. We're all just learning to see Easton. It was an honor and a privilege. Thank you, brother.
Hey, thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Have an awesome day.